Hi, Eepers! Today we're going to talk about times of day. In English, when we talk about most times of day, we use the preposition in. So in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening.
But we have one that's different, and that's at night. Not in the night,
No.
at night. Now, sometimes you will hear in the night, but it has a slightly different meaning. So at night means at that time when it's dark and most people are sleeping.
Yeah.
But in the night is more specifically in the middle of the night. Let me give you an example. I fall asleep at night. Sometimes I have trouble falling asleep at night, but once I'm asleep, I sleep right through till morning. My husband, on the other hand, falls asleep at night immediately, as soon as his head touches the pillow. But he often wakes up in the night multiple times. So while the night is happening, in the night, he wakes up. But at night, we both sleep.
Good example.
Thank you. It's also true.
Okay, we're going to practice these times of day with some examples. So, Larissa, I have a question for you.
Great.
When do you usually wake up on the weekends?
Ooh, on the weekends, I wake up in the morning.
I would hope.
But not in the early morning.
Oh, no.
No, so maybe in the middle of the morning or mid-morning, around 10. How about you?
Well, I'm the same. Not a morning person, so not early in the morning. But yeah, around 10, something like that.
Okay, so on the weekends, what time or when do you usually go to bed?
Good question. I go to bed too late at night. I really like to stay up late at night. So I go to bed maybe like 11 or midnight or even in the early hours of the morning.
Oh, in the early morning. So we can also say in the wee hours of the morning.
In the wee, those little hours. 1, 2. That's right. That's
on
when
the
I go to sleep.
weekends.
On the weekends, right.
On weekdays? Same?
Late at night. What about you?
On weekdays, I will go to bed at night, but early at night, maybe 10 or 11. And on the weekends, who knows? In the early morning, late at night. It depends on the day.
We're similar this way, you and I. All right, I have another question.
Yeah.
What time of day do you usually go grocery shopping?
I like to go grocery shopping in the afternoon. I like to go on my way home from work.
Yeah.
While I'm already out, I'm already using the car, I'm already,
Awake.
I'm already awake. I like to go shopping in the afternoon. How about you?
Yeah, mine really changes. Sometimes, our schedules are quite different as teachers. So if I'm free in the morning, maybe I'll go for a bike ride and a grocery shop then. If I'm going to meet friends at night, I might go on the way home at night.
You have no usual.
I really don't.
Next, when do you usually brush your teeth?
Oh, probably not as often as I should. Always at night and usually in the morning. What about you?
I'm the same. I always brush my teeth at night before I go to bed, and then usually before I go out. So if that's in the morning, if that's in the afternoon, it depends what my day looks like.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, what about when do you usually watch TV?
I usually watch TV at night. I don't have time during the day to watch TV.
You have kids, you're busy. I get it.
Yeah, at night is when I like to watch TV.
Nice.
You too?
Yeah, I watch TV at night for sure. That's probably a common time, I think, to watch TV.
Although I have heard it's a terrible time to watch TV.
I've heard that too.
I think you should turn off all your screens 1 hour before you go to bed at night.
Yep. I won't.
Something to aspire to.
That's right.
Or think about anyway. And when do you eat your biggest meal of the day?
I eat my biggest meal probably late in the afternoon or early in the evening. My dinner meal is my biggest meal.
Okay, late in the afternoon.
Yeah, sometimes I really don't have a real routine. My life is very spontaneous. So I don't know, maybe I'll eat my biggest meal at 5, maybe I'll eat it at 7.
Whenever you feel hungry.
Whenever it works. What about you?
Similar, but I am far more regimented.
I think you've got to be.
At my house, we usually eat dinner, which is the main meal, in the early evening. So around 5:30 or 6.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think many places in the world, they eat the biggest meal in the afternoon, early afternoon, right?
And I think that's healthier.
I think it's probably better.
Yeah, I wish we lived in a culture like that. But the way our culture is set up,
Yeah.
it's difficult to take time in the middle of the day
Absolutely.
for something like that.
That's true. Okay, last question.
All right.
When do you feel the most relaxed in the day?
Oh, I want to say I feel most relaxed in the morning. I love when people say, I wake up early and I drink my coffee and I read the
Sounds great.
newspaper. That is not me. That is not true. I feel most relaxed at night when the children are sleeping, when the kitchen has been cleaned up, when I've got nothing to do but just be.
Yeah.
How about you?
Like you, the morning would be nice, but it isn't true. I think I feel most relaxed in the afternoon. Sometimes in the evening or at night, my brain starts like worrying about things if I have something coming up the next day. But the afternoon, I feel very carefree, very relaxed in the afternoon.
That's great. So to summarize, when we're talking about times of day or parts of the day, we usually use the preposition in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but not when it comes to night. Then we say at night.
So how about you? When do you do these things during your day? You can tell us in the comment section. Give it a try.
And if you'd like, you can subscribe, tell your friends, like,
Share.
yeah, all of those things.
And we'll see you again soon.
Maybe in the morning. Probably not.
We're gonna...
And I'll have a question.